Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Notion Hub, and in this video, I'll be showing you some of the most interesting features of Oppo Reno 10. By the way, I have already posted a dedicated video for the tips and tricks section where I've talked about many interesting tips and tricks which I won't be covering in this video. So definitely check out that video as well, link will be in the description. With that said, the most highlighting feature about this phone is definitely its display. This phone comes with a 6.7-inch AMOLED display with 120Hz HDR10 Plus support with curved sides, with a peak brightness of 950 nits. This is definitely the most premium looking display, and as it's an AMOLED display, blacks are true blacks, colors are saturated, they look very pleasing, it's great for watching videos, movies, and obviously it's great for gaming as well. Next, this one also offers good performance. It comes with a Dimensity 750 processor. It's a 6nm processor with Mali G68 MC4 GPU. In terms of performance, it's not the best, but it offers good enough performance for normal usage and even for some light gaming. Next, this one offers great battery life along with super fast charging speeds. It comes with a 5000 mAh battery, which is more than sufficient for the entire day, and also comes with a 67-watt power adapter inside the box. Next, we also have some new navigation gestures. But before that, we have the regular navigation bar with the back, home and recent buttons. Now back to the new gestures. Once you enable them, you can swipe from the bottom of the screen to go home, swipe and hold for recent tabs, and you can swipe from the left side or right side to go back a step. We can also trigger Google Assistant by swiping diagonally from the bottom left or bottom right corner. And you can quickly switch between the current application and the previous applications by swiping left or right on the bottom of the screen. Next, we have a brand new gesture which allows us to quickly switch between applications. You can enable it from the system navigation settings, just enable the toggle, switch to previous app, and now you can just swipe and hold from the left or right edge of the screen to quickly switch between the current application and previous application. Actually, very few phones offer this particular feature and I personally really like it. So guys, definitely try this feature. Next, we have split screen mode gesture. Now on this phone, we have a 3-finger screen gesture to open split screen mode. You just need to swipe up using 3 fingers and it opens the current application in the split screen mode. Then you can select the secondary application from the list below. By the way, if this feature doesn't work, make sure to enable it from the settings, and once you're done, then you can just swipe up to open the split screen mode. Next, we have floating windows. Now this feature allows you to open applications in floating windows. To use this feature, you can go to the recent apps page, click on any one of the app icons, and then you have the option to open in a small pop-up window. Just click on it and the application will be opened in a floating window. You can double tap it to enlarge it. You can swipe the window towards the edge and it will hide inside the edge. You can just swipe from the edge to bring it out whenever you need it. If you have navigation gestures enabled, you can also open an application in a floating window by just doing a swipe up gesture and keep going till the top. And now the application will open up in a floating window. Next, we have assistive ball. Now once you enable this feature, you get an assistive ball on the screen, which is just a floating button kind of a thing, and you get to have 2 options. You have gesture options and you have tap menu. In tap menu, you can just tap on the ball to access different functions. In gesture options, you can double tap the ball or do a long tap on the ball to perform different actions. We can configure all that from settings. Next, we have gaming assistant. Now, once you enable this feature, you can access the gaming assistant while you're playing games, and from here you can check your system status, like the FPS of the game, CPU and GPU usages, and you can also perform some quick actions as well. Next, we have some pretty cool gestures. First, we have raise to wake. Now, once you enable this feature, you can just raise your phone from a flat surface and the screen lights up. If you are using face unlock feature, your screen lights up and takes you to the lock screen. If you are using face unlock feature, your phone can automatically unlock the phone as well, which can be pretty handy. Here's a preview once again. Next, we have one-handed mode. Now once you have enabled this feature, you can just do a swipe down gesture on the bottom of the screen to pull down the screen to the bottom. Now the screen will minimize to a smaller window and you can access the complete screen at the lower half of the screen. If you want to exit, you can swipe up on the minimized window or just tap on an empty area at the top. This particular feature works only with the navigation gestures. Next, we have App Locker built into the phone. If you have any applications that hold sensitive information like net banking applications or payment-based apps like Paytm, Google Pay or PhonePe, you can lock all those applications using this feature. It's a nice feature but has very limited options. If you're an advanced user, I'll suggest you to use a third-party application. Next we have Private Safe. Now this feature is more like an application or like a vault where you can hide all kinds of files. Just like the app lock, we can have a completely different password from your lock screen and we can unlock it using your fingerprint or your facial data. Personally, I suggest you to use Gallery Vault. Next we have App Cloner. Using this feature, we can create duplicate versions of a supported application. Basically, using this feature, you can use 2 Facebook accounts, 2 Instagram accounts or 2 WhatsApp accounts on the same phone. It's a very good feature, but it's only supported for few applications. Next we have Power Menu. Now by default, whenever you press the power button, it'll trigger Google Assistant. But for some reason, if you want to use the power button to trigger Google Assistant and still want to access the power menu, this is what you need to do. Just press and hold the power button and the volume up button both at the same time and you get the power options. It's really not a feature, it's actually just a small tip. Next, we can also end calls using the power button. For it to work, you just need to enable this option and whenever you are on a call, you can press the power button to end the call. This particular feature is particularly helpful for elderly people. Next, we have a pretty interesting feature called Auto Switch to Receiver. Now, once you enable this feature, whenever you're on a call, you can lift your phone to your ear to automatically switch to the receiver mode. This works when you are using the loudspeaker mode and want to instantly switch to earpiece. Next, we can also schedule to power on and power off your phone. Now using this feature, you can just select the time and your phone will auto power on and power off. I would recommend you to daily restart your phone for the best user experience. So you can schedule your phone to power off, let's say at 2 in the morning and power on at 2:01 or 2:10 am in the morning. So your phone will restart automatically and you'll have the best user experience. Next we have some screen off gestures. First one would be double tap to wake. Now once you enable this feature, as the name suggests, you can just double tap the screen to wake it up. If you're already using face unlock feature on this phone, you can just double tap the screen to wake it up, then your front camera will see your face and then it will immediately unlock the phone. Overall, it gives you a very immersive experience. Next we have flip to mute. Now once you enable this feature, you can just flip your phone to mute an incoming call. Next we have some quick launch shortcuts for the fingerprint scanner. Once you enable this feature, in the lock screen, you can touch and hold the fingerprint scanner. Even after the phone unlocks, just keep holding it and you will see some quick shortcuts. Now you can swipe your finger left or right to switch between these applications and release the finger to open that particular application. You can also swipe down to close the application. Now from these settings, you can save your quick shortcuts. Next we have reading mode. Now reading mode on this phone is pretty unique. Once you enable this feature, your phone will automatically adjust the screen color temperature and make the display much more comfortable to read. You can either turn it on manually or schedule it to automatically turn on. Next we have some launcher based gestures. If you are using the stock launcher, you have some cool gestures and you can tweak them from the launcher settings. On your home screen, you can do a swipe down gesture to pull down the notification bar. You can double tap in an empty area to put the phone to sleep. And finally, you can do a swipe up gesture to open the app drawer. Next, we have some new dynamic tones. In notification settings, you can find them. These are the new sounds and I'll just give you a quick preview. We have new stuff like music box, electronics and more. And we also have a new feature where consecutive notifications will be linked to form a single melody. Next we have kid space. If your kid is troubling you about your phone, he wants to play some games, or maybe sometimes he accidentally purchases stuff, kid space can be quite useful for you. Once you configure this kid space, your kid will be able to only use specific applications that you choose, and he will be able to use your phone only for a specific amount of time. Once again, it's a nice feature, but if your kid already knows your password, it's completely useless. Next we have simple mode. Now this mode is really useful for elderly people who aren't tech savvy. So once you enable this mode, text and icon sizes are enlarged, it's much more easier to see, and the overall user interface is also slightly enlarged and overemphasized to be handy for elders. So guys, these are all the best features. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video. If you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.